Hello. Beep beep. Welcome to the court of the Edijester. How are we doing, everybody, this morning? It's good to see you once again. Now, trans rights are human rights. We hear this mantra, trans rights are human rights, and it's extraordinary to see it appear in hrmagazine.co.uk. This was released and written by Paul Sase, who is works for a company called Inclusive Companies. Ding, 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 ding. Don't know who they are. Right, trans rights, human rights. Woman, man, trans, non-binary. Terms which seek to spell out differences. How about people? That sounds far better. Paul, you're an idiot. This is what we all are, human. Oh, get in the bin. We're all human. We're all human. This is it. This is absolutely execrable. And we need to be humane, having understanding and empathy. No, we don't. We need to be condemning. Right? We need to be condemning. And you, if you're saying that we need to have empathy for these trans rights, human rights, don't even understand what empathy means. At the very heart of our words, actions, and interactions, do we? So what we've got here from HR Magazine, who appear to have pulled the trans knob of time and jumped back 5 years, this is them saying hashtag be kind. Hashtag be kind. It's currently a difficult time for many people following the UK Supreme Court ruling on the 16th of April 2025, which proclaimed, mind, not affirmed, which it did, right? The legal definition of a woman is based on biological sex, and that this concept of sex is binary, which this idiot has put in speech marks. He's an EDI idiot. He's got to be. Somebody go and have a look. Paul Sese. Oh, Paul, what have you done? You very stupid, misogynistic man, who's obviously come into this and gone, oh, isn't it? Let's just think about the men in dresses. Right, now look, we're all human. Are we? Yeah, all of us. What, even that gusset fumbler? Yes, her too. You mean him? Do I? What a joke, right? A legal decision such as this must not be seen as something which creates winners and losers. No, it really does. It really does. And you know who loses? Gusset fumbling, fetishistic and paraphilic men who have been invading women's spaces because they have no boundaries and because they are driven by their fetish, i.e. their erection. All right, Paul? Okay, I suggest that you get out the pool, mate, because you obviously don't know what it is that you're paddling in. We all have the responsibility to ensure that dignity, compassion and support are the terms which resonate in the aftermath of this ruling. Nonsense. Absolute unmitigated liberal leftist hogwash from HR Magazine. Indeed, Judge Lord Hodge stressed that the ruling should not be seen as a triumph of one or two groups in our society at the expense of another. So what? So what if that's what he said? He didn't say that, but so what if he did, right? We must also be reminded that transgender individuals are already protected, under the Equality Act, through the protected characteristics of gender reassignment. Despite this, we know that individuals are feeling unsettled, and in some cases unsafe. I want them to feel unsafe. I want LARPing women who think they're gay men to feel unsafe. I want gusset fumblers in women's spaces to feel unsafe. I want teachers pretending that they're something they're not because they're mentally ill and they think they're the other sex. Not teaching. I want people in the office to be able to say that bloke's a fetishist and that you shouldn't be dressing like that. That's what I want. Mr. Sese, right? If you want to do something useful, come up with a way to keep these lunatics out of the workplace along with their critical social justice and hard left friends. Yeah. At Inclusive Companies, we stand firm in our unwavering support of trans. Well, I wouldn't have chosen the word firm, but that's up to you. Intersex and non-binary people, you are absolutely a thick individual. That's all I can describe you as, right? Sorry, I may be wrong. I'm happy to be proved wrong. It's just that you're not really shining here, are you? Legal definitions do not define someone's humanity, dignity, or worth. No, they don't. What defines their humanity, dignity, or worth is their ability to live in the real world, their ability to recognize boundaries, their ability to leave women alone, their ability not to pretend to be men when they're women, and their ability to recognize that they are mentally ill and they need help. And then likewise, the ability of HR in organizations to go, no, we're not going to fetishize a mental illness because we don't do it for schizophrenics and anorexics. Okay? These fucking people. Oh. Legal, right, we recognize the anxiety and distress rulings like this can trigger. Or he's the full shilling, isn't he? Especially for those who are already navigating bias or invisibility in everyday life. There's nothing invisible about the gusset fumblers. Are you mental? Allyship isn't optional, it's essential. No, it's optional. You listen to me, you nasty little authoritarian man, okay? Take your trans garbage and shove it where the sun doesn't shine, right? You do not get to dictate that people are absolutely have to be an ally to lying, fetishistic men, mentally ill women, and those that should be treated for their condition, not medicalized, especially when they want to push that medicalization on children. The ruling has sparked a range of responses, from concern and fear within trans, non-binary and intersex communities, no such thing, to legal interpretation from policymakers and campaigners. Regardless of position, this isn't a position, it's a law. What's clear is that this decision may impact how many trans people feel seen, safe and included in everyday life, which clearly includes the workplace. I don't want to include them. You don't get it, do you? We have fetishized and made an identity out of a mental illness. What next? I'd like to introduce you to our new staff member who'll be taking over on the phones from Janet. Ladies and gentlemen, can I introduce you to Hannibal? Now, Hannibal's a very nice man. He's got a few issues, but he's a very nice man. And don't forget, we've got to be inclusive. So make sure that you make Hannibal feel welcome. He's already offered to cook a number of you dinner. Get bent. Employers, please use your platform as a CEO, colleague, manager, or HR lead to demonstrate support for your trans, intersex, and non-binary team members. Let me tell you this, CEO, colleagues, managers, and HR leads, you elevate these gusset-fumbling, lying individuals above everybody else, and you'll get your ass sued. And rightly so. Rightly so. This is a time for empathy, visibility, and leadership. Oh, sod off. Here are some suggestions to help ensure you look after your colleagues while navigating the legal. Just fire them. Fire them and get them out of the business because they shouldn't be there, right? Along with people like this guy. Looking after college. Acknowledge what has happened. Reaffirm policies and culture. Create a space for support. Provide education and resources. Signpost to other services. Navigate the legal implication. The new ruling means that employers are required to review policies, practices, and communication to reflect this newly clarified legal position. These are the first priorities, and it's worth checking in with a legal expert to ensure clarity and accuracy. At the end of the day, trans rights are human rights. No, they aren't. You haven't got the right to pretend you're something you're not. You haven't got the right to foist that pretense on others, and you haven't got the right to predate on gay and autistic children to hoist up and make real your fantasy land that you're involving everybody in. And you, mate, Paul, are part of the problem. All right? Sorry, but you are. Tell me wrong. Tell me you've got this wrong. Prove to me you've got it wrong. Right? At the end of the day, trans rights are human rights, regardless of external rulings. No, not regardless of it. So what he's saying is ignore the law. Your workplace must stand with every employee's right to be their authentic self. Honest to God, have you ever come across such bullshit? We've said it before and I'll say it again. HR are the damn problem. HR are the damn problem. Right? We need to gut HR. These CEOs need to wake up and smell the coffee because these people are going to drive them right off the cliff into loony, liberal, lefty land where, oh, let's all be safe and happy and let's all clap our hands. And they'll do so at the expense of the organisation, what the organisation is supposed to serve or what the organisation is supposed to sell. This is cancer, and it's time that it was excised from the body's corporate, as far as I'm concerned. Right across the public sector, right across the private sector. And the likes of Mr. Sasay here, say, what do you think? Are not helping anyone. Utterly bloody bonkers. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. Come on, Sasay, you could do better. I'll see you later. Bye.